Let me tell you a story that will make you seriously question how you spend your money, maybe even change it completely. You might stop spending altogether after hearing this. Last month, a friend of mine told me something crazy. He just bought a new pair of running shoes. They cost around $120. Sounds normal, right? But what happened next was something else. Once he had the shoes, he felt like his clothes looked old, so he bought new workout clothes. Now the clothes looked fine, but the old gym bag felt out of place. So he bought a new one. Then he realized he didn't even have a treadmill, so he bought that too. And in just a few weeks, that $120 purchase turned into a $2,300 spending spree. Scary, right? How can one little buy spiral into something 20 times bigger, and now when you walk into his home, it's like he's living a completely different lifestyle? On the outside, it looks good, but deep down, it's just reckless spending. And here's the thing. How does this happen? How can one single item trigger a whole lifestyle shift? And more importantly, is this just his story, or does it sound familiar to you too? Maybe it already happened to you, or could happen with your next shopping trip, because this is a real thing. It's called the Diderot Effect, and it's not just a modern issue. Even people from centuries ago struggled with it. Back in 1765, a French philosopher named Denis Diderot was gifted a fancy new robe from a friend. Seems like a nice gift, right? But the moment he wore it, everything else in his home looked cheap and mismatched. Just like wearing bright white pants with a red shirt and old sneakers, it just doesn't feel right. So he replaced the chairs, changed the carpets, upgraded everything, and in the end he said something powerful. My beautiful robe has made me poor. That one robe ruined his budget and disrupted his life. And the craziest part is this still happens today, right now, to all of us. In this video, I'll show you what the Diderot Effect really is, how it messes with your brain, how big brands use it to trap you into spending more, and most importantly, how you can break free from it and maybe finally escape this expensive cycle. But before we go deeper, if this content feels valuable to you, if it makes you think twice about how you spend, please like this video, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel, because what I'm about to share might just save your wallet and maybe even change your life. So how exactly does the Diderot Effect work in our brains? Why does buying one single thing trigger the urge to buy more? Because this isn't just about spending habits, it's actually tied to something deeper in our psychology, something called the desire for consistency. And this desire silently reshapes our entire life. The human brain is always trying to answer the question, who am I, in a consistent way. So when you buy something new, like a stylish pair of shoes, your brain starts updating your self-image. Then it goes, wait, if my shoes are this fresh, why is the rest of my outfit still old school? Now your outfit changes, then your bag, maybe your perfume, even your phone case or hairstyle starts to feel off. That's how the chain reaction begins. One change leads to the next. It's a subconscious attempt to reshape your identity, and every new item feels like another puzzle piece that completes the new version of you. That's why a single purchase can feel like a full lifestyle upgrade. And guess what? Real data backs this up. A study at UCLA showed that after buying one premium product, people tend to spend up to 300% more on related items in the same category. So you don't just buy a coffee machine, you end up buying imported coffee beans, glass mugs, a milk frother, a fancy tray, and more, all of that just from one item. And big companies take full advantage of this. Apple is a master at this game. You buy an iPhone, then you want matching AirPods, then a MacBook, then an Apple Watch, then a HomePod, because they all sync together, and suddenly you're locked into the ecosystem. And here's what's wild: after you buy something new from Apple, using your old stuff feels weird, because now you feel like a different version of yourself. Your old devices no longer match the new identity you've built. And it's not just Apple, IKEA does it too. They never show a couch by itself. If they did, you'd only buy one thing, but instead they place it in a full room setup with rugs, lamps, paintings, pillows, and more. So when you like that couch, what you really want is the whole room. And your brain chases that sense of visual harmony, which means your shopping cart gets bigger without you realizing it. And even fast fashion brands do this. You buy one shirt, then you feel like you need new pants to match, then shoes, then a bag. It's a never-ending loop of trying to match one thing with another, just like the story of my friend at the start of this video. And if you've watched this far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so we can keep making meaningful content for everyone. Anyway, let's keep going. This habit isn't harmless. The Diderot Effect doesn't just make you spend, it keeps pushing you to constantly update yourself, like your life needs regular software upgrades. And the more you chase that new version of you, the further you drift from real financial freedom, because at some point the stuff you own starts owning you. But don't worry, in the next part I'll show you exactly how to reverse the effect, protect yourself, and break this cycle with real strategies and simple steps. If any of this sounds familiar, leave a comment below. Tell me when you've experienced this and what you did about it, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe, because these insights could help not just you but your friends too. And together we can break free from this consumer trap. Now we've reached the most important part. How do we break free from the Diderot Effect? Being aware of it is a great first step, but creating real change takes action. So here are some powerful strategies you can use right now. First strategy, the 24-hour rule. Whenever you feel that strong urge to buy something, stop right there, give yourself 24 hours before making the purchase. Just that short delay can eliminate around 70% of impulsive buys. And during those 24 hours, ask yourself this: if I buy this, what else will I feel like I need to buy after? Take a minute to really think about it. Second strategy, complementary cost awareness. The true cost of something isn't just the price tag. Buying a new phone might also mean you need a screen protector, a new case, maybe new headphones too. Getting a fancy coffee machine sounds cool until you realize you'll need special beans, mugs, filters, cleaning kits. That first purchase is just the beginning. Third strategy, identity anchoring. Give yourself a clear identity when it comes to money. For example, I'm someone who spends consciously and values simplicity. When your identity is solid, the Diderot chain loses power because the effect relies on making you feel like you've changed and need to buy more to match that new version of you. But if you already know who you are, you don't need stuff to prove it. Fourth strategy, category budgeting. Set a specific monthly limit for each category in your life, like $200 for clothing or $150 for tech. That way, every time you want to buy something new, you'll ask yourself, do I still have budget left this month? And that pause can stop the spiral at the first link. Fifth strategy is social media detox. Platforms like Instagram and TikTok constantly feed you the idea that you're missing something. You see new trends, products, influencers showing off their latest buys, and without realizing it, you start feeling like you need to catch up. That feeling of lack is the fuel of the Diderot Effect. So take one day a week off from social media and give your brain a break. A final strategy, value-based shopping. Every time you're about to buy something, ask yourself this: does this actually add real value to my life, or am I just buying it to match a new identity I've created? And 80% of the time, this question alone will stop you from spending. True story, a friend of mine applied all these strategies and cut his yearly spending from $35,000 down to $18,000 without losing any quality of life. In fact, his life got better because he was in control of his money instead of his money controlling him. And that's how you break free from this habit. So here's the real question now: how do we make all this stick? Because let's be honest, after watching this video, there's a good chance you'll fall back into your old habits in a few weeks. It's kind of like quitting smoking. You get motivated, but without a system, it's easy to slip. So here's my final strategy: start a Diderot journal. Every night before bed, write down the things you wanted to buy that day but didn't. Just list them, and after 1 week, go back and review the list. You'll probably realize that most of those things weren't even necessary. In fact, almost none of them were. It's a powerful way to see your impulses in writing and take control of them. Now here's something else I realized. The Diderot Effect isn't always a bad thing. In fact, you can flip it around and use it in your favor. For example, if you buy a gym membership, you might also feel motivated to start eating healthy and getting more sleep. Or if you buy a book, you might develop a reading habit that upgrades your mindset. The key is this: use the Diderot Effect consciously, turn the chain reaction into something positive instead of something that drains your wallet. And let me tell you something important. In 2024, the average American is spending an extra $4,800 per year because of the Diderot Effect alone. If that money was invested instead of spent, in 10 years it could grow to around $85,000. That's enough to seriously impact your retirement or future plans. So this isn't just about spending today, it's about securing your future. When you break free from this trap, you're not just saving money, you're gaining real financial freedom. And finally, thank you for watching this video. But here's the big question: how will you use this knowledge? Tell me in the comments, when did you fall into the Diderot trap? Which strategies are you planning to try? And if you haven't already, like this video and subscribe to the channel, because next week I'll be explaining why expensive products can sometimes be cheaper in the long run. It's another mind-blowing psychological trick used by brands. And if you're curious to go deeper, I've dropped some helpful links in the description, including Dennis Diderot's original essay and some modern research on the topic. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Apply what you've learned and take one step closer to financial freedom.